Oh, it mages you as it dies. Thank you, Laurent. Will do. Wait, what? Just runs right over me. You're waiting. Little, I may or may not return. Possibly not. Likely not. Eventually. Probably like 110-ish. It might have been more though, I don't really count. How's it going, Bossman? I missed the timing. If I did it right away there, I wouldn't have taken this melee. After 100 purples? I don't know. I haven't figured it out. Definitely not 200. 540s, yeah. That's a little early. 2 hits into a under. I sold the axe for like 660 and rebought. How's it going? Yeah, I bought it like 280. Maybe Jagex will listen to Reddit whining or something and they'll buff it. I don't really care. 280's fine. I don't even use it at Vardorvis, to be honest. It doesn't save enough time to be worth it for me. It's only like a couple seconds a kill, maybe like 2 or 3. And I don't get to stay as long. When I use the Fang, I can stay like usually minimum 16 kills. My longest trip is like 30 plus kills. So I don't really see a reason of like taking the axe and having to leave at, let's say, like the 10th kill or something, because then it just kind of ruins the whole time save part. Not to mention, like, just generally being a little bit on the lower HP end means it's more likely to die. It's kills per hour at Vardorvis anyway. And maybe they buff it to make it good. But if they buff it and they don't buff the scythe, then it's just gonna be like better than the scythe in a lot of places. Push the Hydra at 400s. Once you're past 400, so like going into 430, yeah. Maybe not from like 370 to 400. Hydro, no healing potions allowed, so no bruise, no ambrosia. Shadow on thralls, yeah. Definitely switch to thralls soon. A lot of your DPS. Oh, a little bit of lag there. No problem. Or to use Bofa? Actually, when you wouldn't use Bofa for Monkey Room, use a blowpipe. Bofa's pretty bad for Monkey Room. You'd be using a blowpipe for Monkey Room. Bofa would be for Akka when you're fighting Akka himself. And you know, he's like range. And for P2 Wardens. The Thrall doesn't kill there, no way. Are you kidding me? I should avoid Wakered it, I guess. I should avoid Wakered it, I guess. Wow. That blows. My bad, should have played better. Yes. How dare I expect me to hit a 1? Or expect my Thrall to hit a 1? It literally died as it did the spec too. Oh, it's so annoying. I'm gonna have to try this out. Is what it is. That one hit I did on the melee, I thought my Thrall would kill it. Rolled 0 instead of 1, and I was like, oh, again, then I hit a 0. Whatever. I think I messed up the Mage Prey. One I think is better, Woodwaker or Smelton's Fang. Genius. You mean for the Monkey Room? You mean for the Monkey Room? I personally like Wood more. Yeah, I've seen it. Kinda cool. lost some ticks. Wow, that really did 0 damage to a single one of these brawlers. I ran under. No. I scammed. Thrall did it for me. Good point. Waited a tick. Unfortunately, shouldn't have. Oops, should have set it in the middle. Baboons overlapped. Rare sight to behold. Wouldn't. 4. Sad. No defense reduction today. My DPS doesn't look that good, so I guess we'll do a melee trap. I'm gonna stab this ranger once actually. Almost click the agile there. I didn't do a great job. It should be at like 200. Debatably not even worth the webweaver. Also messed up on the cage. There you go. Just in time. Kitchen, horse. Didn't even notice I hit a 1. Definitely, this was not worth it though. Just done. No, oh my god, I'm hitting Augury. It's gonna be like a 7-minute with how much I messed up. We'll make time. Love how it runs all the way to the corner. Bossman. Not the most efficient way to do that. How hard was Blood Torba? Eh. It was decent. Felt like first time Inferno was a little bit harder, but not that much bad. Of course. Like the very first cape I had to do. In terms of like how I was at the time, I don't know. Ah, 1 HP. Please hit a hit. I think I'm just gonna bring blowpipe. Get a webweaver again. That way I can justify swarming a bit. to hit there. Wouldn't both be better than webweaver? And of course it's gonna have higher stats. It's a whole tick slower. So. That's a thing though, it's a lot slower of a weapon. You're probably gonna get a slower monkey room with Bofa than you would with webweaver. It's because it's so much slower. Awakened boss was the hardest. I would say Leviathan by just a little bit. I personally found Bardorvis to be a little bit harder, like or close, not harder. Probably shouldn't have thralls, should I? Oh, spared. Thank you, Sour Brothers. How much money in Awakened Orbs? Probably about 300-ish, a little bit more. Most of the orbs are bought for like 2.7-ish, 2.6. I'll be honest, I didn't really even look at the money. I had so much from ToA that I could have easily spent 5 times that amount and I still wouldn't care. Let's just do blowpipe next time. Probably gets me in like quite a bit faster raids. Go back to having like 220 runs. Hey, thank you for the super chat, Sour Brothers. Sunday. Remind me it's Sunday. You got altar and everything. I think you need two. I think you need 2 specs raise. Maybe 1 whack is fine. At any point were you on accurate on anything? Maybe? I think for money raid wise, it'd be better to set on 50% spec if you hit. Very first one. Or if you make an upset summon mistake, you can adrenaline on it. You have enough spec for that? I think on the second spec, a lot of the time you won't. On the second SGS spec. But you will have enough for SGS spec for number 1 and number 3 always. Hit the Kephri twice for slow P1. Did you tick eat the third orb? You will tick Sun the third orb. That would help a lot, because you wouldn't have to Sun twice, just Sun once in that case. I mean, it's fine, like, a lot of the time you won't need to do that, but it does help if you do end up having a slow P1. The only thing I can think of is to add like a rapier switch. Because to be honest, you don't really use the Void Waker that much anyway. Just have no DPS spec. I think it's 13 ticks after you see the chat box message. So I typically just tank the 78-ish. And then when I see the chat message, I'll do 2 shadows. Get away from me. Oh my lord. Yeah, I do 2 shadows, and then as I'm like feeling out. I would Sun when I'm about to do my third, is how I've been doing it. Yeah, you could always sub out the Void Waker for Rapier or something, if you want like a more guaranteed way of doing it. Because you honestly don't even Void Wake that much, these runs. Probably use it twice at Kephri, which saves you, you know, like, maybe like 10 seconds-ish. Then you would lose all, like, you would lose way more time having to do a 4th down anyway, right? So. Then you could also technically say you use it at, like, I don't know. Use it as the last hit of Baba. Should use it now, for example. Too lazy to switch. Schrodinger's Zebak. The lower HP he gets, the more you observe it, the tankier he gets. Yeah, Kephri back as a ticky. Exactly. And also, are you specking P1? I don't use any. When I'm doing the overly draining runs, I don't use any DPS specs. I'll probably do a 25% if you have Light Bearer with you. In terms of cure progression, probably just go for the mega rares, to be honest. Here I don't need the HP, so I'm just gonna do a whack, I think. Because I don't think it's gonna affect me breaking like the 80% threshold. I'm pretty sure the 80% threshold is whip or whip out. Yeah, I'll be fine. Oh, not accurate. I was doing Lord Orvis with Ancient Goth Sword inaccurate. Should be 7 hits. Right, yeah, real nice. To be fair, if you end up with a 4th down, it's not actually 18.8%. The points tracker will keep counting these points here, even though the 4th down shouldn't count. You gotta be careful. It's actually probably like 18.3. You get a rate like that. We're on 7. It's fine. I don't need to count. Actually, I just need to observe the HP. Maybe you got unsalted for a tick, which would really suck. I don't know if that would affect any of your max hits, but it could be a thing. Get unsalted for like a single tick, and you lose like the SGS hit, let's say. It sounds like the only way you can really counteract it is just to bring like a rapier or something, like 58 max hit or whatever it would be. Oh, my salt. Makes it after skull skip. Oh, you thought you only needed 1 spec? Yeah, I think you need to, unfortunately. You could bring a BGS spec if you want like a higher hitting spec too. But honestly, like, let's be real. The SGS You're not gonna survive using like a BGS spec. You're just gonna die to chip damage from Warden if you do that. That GS keeps you sustained. But definitely a good tip is don't do the SGS at the very first spec if you're good HP though. Like if you don't actually need the HP yet, just spec on the second phase. Don't be in a rush. Because if you like spec at 100 HP, you won't have it for the second down a lot of the time. Then you're just gonna be like 20 HP at the end. Which is not good if you make a mistake. I mean, in a 4-down is not the end of the world anyway. Just like minus 40 seconds-ish. You have Tbow / Botha. No one saw that. We'll heal up with the sun real quick. Forgot those were on. But it's not that big of a deal anyway. Maybe I'll go for 1000 KC instead, like road to 1000 KC. I don't know. I think just one rock is fine. Just winging the timing. So many rows left. This in HP, I think it's like 38-ish and probably like 14 prayer, something like that. Oh, number 6. Sadness. Always ToA pet. I need to use a regular range pot, don't I? Instantly drained down to 111, so toxic. I haven't used a blowpipe in a hot minute. What DPS feels like? Depends on the shadow, on the quadrant, to be honest, Gimbo. Like, if it's the lightning quadrant, I usually don't care. But if it's like the fire or shadow ones, I usually will skip. Rude. Oh my god, there's a venom here. That sucks. Boons and kill stuff. Next year, bro. You ever see Jagex pacing? That's a next year problem. I'm messing up a lot. Not reducing as much damage as I would like. There, I also ran under a tick late. I forgot to preserve that like whole fight. I've been in like 107 or 108 magic right now. What in the Lord is this solve? I've never seen that number. Always misses. Scaling my coin foot. I would like to have some DPS. That's so hard to ask for. Oh. Beaten. Now I'm sad. Be a very bad idea to swarm with this guy chipping me 24/7. I'm just gonna do it normally. ankles. Doesn't feel so bad to mage him, especially with the ring. Could be worse. Worse. I would have liked to swarm though. Probably would have cut down the time quite a bit. No, I moved. It's too late. Any Akka greeting? Not yet. I will, for sure. Oops. Should've just waited a tick over here. Yeah, we got to level 5 in Baldur's Gate. The barbarians can hit twice, the melee. That kind of blows. We did not greed today. We survived. Overly draining to bet. Overly draining, unfortunately. Think it's worth the hassle? It is. I mean, specs aren't that fun anyway. It's just Voidwaker zap every now and again. Kinda nice to have an excuse to be lazy and not do it. Better than Lightbearer? Yeah, if you're gonna run overly draining, then yeah, it is better than Lightbearer. Otherwise, like for Kephri, it's about the same, honestly, having Voidwaker and overly draining off. But I would say we're finally at a breaking point where overly draining is acceptable to have on. Oh, get away from me. Animals. And it's not because of the Berserker ring, by the way, it's because of the Magus. Already gives you an excuse to have it on. Or 2 rooms. 3 rooms, sorry, Zebak, Akka, and Warden. Basically, not having Lightbearer. And then you just need the Berserker ring for the other 2 rooms, although they're not that good. But better than Berserker, of course. New max hits, 84 with Shadow. And then 56 for Voidwaker on the core. No, Voidwaker doesn't work with Magus. It works with the altar. It rolls off melee stuff. Yeah, roughly 5%. A lot of the time you just one-set it with the Magus, which is kind of nice. If you get unlucky and get 2, definitely take eat the 3rd orb. You know the timing. If you don't know the timing, it might be worthwhile just to swap out the Voidwaker for a Rapier, to be honest. Because then the Rapier can help you still achieve the 3 down. Even if you're going to be a little bit low on SGS specs. That's what I'm thinking. Like while you're learning the take eat, probably better to use Rapier. But the amount of time you would lose having to do a 4th down is way worse than Voidwaker would save you. In like Kephri and Baba, whatever. I don't really need the HP that bad, so I'm just gonna whack with SGS here. It's not helping me break a threshold anyway, using the spec. 7 total hits. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do feel like I'm wasting the adrenaline, of course, though, going double power. Like, I use it just for this one spec here, pretty much. You don't really need it for the end, once you get more experience. Roll 9 hits here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I love Gen Z's slang. It's so funny. I can't get over. That's like this triple combination is a real phrase. On God, no cap, for real, for real. Bussin'. We live in the greatest of times. You don't know it, but this is it. We live in the greatest of times. Get that overheal, boy. Well, 5 HP. We live in a society. Oh, don't look at me. I just really didn't want to lose that tick. Cast Greater Corruption for good RNG. Or smiting him. Didn't work. My Akka Orb plugin? I think this is object markers, to be honest. All I did was mark them. by holding shift and then right click and mark. And glancers. Me? Glance? I did pop out my chat, so it's to the right of my client though, so I don't have to glance as much. But I will definitely glance. Because there's object markers, to be honest. I don't think I use anything else. I did it like day I release, I've never changed it. I did try to use true tile, I think. It might be NPC indicators instead, but I don't know the IDs, to be honest. Better NPC indicators, I don't know. I tried to use true tile for a singular time, never again. True tile on the orbs, it's so visually, so much visual clutter. I think just that's enough. The true tile is more accurate, right? But then you'll visually have to see the actual orb and the true tile. And I think it's too much. The only reason I honestly have the orbs marked is because my brain can't register circles, it only registers squares. I would like to deal some damage. Is that a hard ask? I think it is a hard ask. Oh, last row. Oh no, last row. Oh, I'll take damage sometime. Yes. Imagine taking damage at Warden's SMH. Please. Sad. Thank you for the super chat, Alexander. Ever purple. Not even back-to-back pets. What is this game, man? Where's my stuff? Oh, run back, I guess. We have to use the Meta Fight Remedy, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Alright, we'll do a third one. And then we will go... Okay, Baldur's Gate. Hasn't been anything good. If by anything good you mean staff? No. Has it been like Masori and stuff like that? Fang, yeah. We got some okay ones. Missed a pull? Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. Nothing. $116 HP, we ball. No consequences. Alright, it's doomed. This is 4 hits and then wait a tick and go under. Like so. That's a nice 5-tick cycle I think I just found. Let me see your... I want to read your question, but it's long enough that I think I need to actually think about it for a good second. Can't think right now while I'm doing the 5-tick cycle. 4 and then wait a tick. Perfect. I'm running 445 without the Path Invils. Would you recommend learning those for me, which is only looking for efficiency and money? Like Pathfinder, no. I would say for the majority players, no. Pathfinder is not really that much worth it. I would say if you wanted to push for 500 for the kit, sure. Keep back and Double Trouble would be what you want to pick up next, and then you can go with, after that, Overlords, and that could probably put you to about 490. Overly Draining technically is worth it for the money once you're at 500, but considering wipe, like how much easier it is to wipe with it, I would also not recommend it for money raids. But it's great content for the stream, obviously. Having a good purple rate. Like, it's technically efficient, you know? But on a practicality thing, I wouldn't say. Most players probably don't want to have it on. How would I recommend building up to 500? Well, from 300, you have Insanity, Walk the Path, all that stuff. That'll put you up to about 350. Once you're at 350, you want to go with... Oh, we hit. You want to go with the supply invocations, so you want to go from nothing to some help. Skip less help. Go straight to no help. No help is the best way to get to 400. You still get one of everything. Less help is basically no help with a chance of getting something, but you can't control what that something is, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of a supply invo. Like, if you wanted to restore and you got a brew, that sucks. If you wanted a brew and you got a restore, that sucks, right? So just go with no help and assume you'll get nothing. You'll still get one of everything, of course, so it's not that bad. EPS is good. I don't know if it's worth waiting for. Probably is. We'll haul our ass over to that side. See how it goes. I think I missed 2 of them. Should be like 80 health only. Well, I guess it could be like 100 health if it's counting the heals. But... Doing 350 305 is about insanity. Tips for a new insanity learner. If you're killing the skulls, then you don't really need to worry about starting on the tile. I actually don't recommend not being on the tile, actually. It's easier to start like 1 or 2 off, have true tile indicators, and then instead of clicking when like every tick or on feel or whatever, simply click when the tile indicator beneath you updates. That's the easy way to time it. Click when it updates. That way you prevent yourself from potentially like clicking twice in the same tick and skipping a skull. If you end up skipping a skull, it's not the end of the world. Just remember not to backtrack for it, which is like easier said than done because you might panic, but. And then obviously the easiest tip of all, do it on soft core. Definitely do it on soft core. Don't use any of the some helps or no helps or whatever, because not having another salt for Warden will kind of doom your run. As much as people would like to recommend some help for like 300, in my opinion, if you're like new to Insanity, you never want a chance at not 2 salts. Always have 100% chance for 2 salts. And then once you're comfortable with it, do that. You can also learn how to skull skip, but I wouldn't recommend it at 300s because you'd be better off kind of like getting better at the raid for now, rather than worry about taking the easy way out. Once you're at a comfortable point at like 400s, then yeah, you can start incorporating skull skips and stuff like that. But generally it's better to like add timers and then bump up the raid level and rinse and repeat basically, instead of worrying about milking the points. Like it's a good thing that you, instead of going default to skull skip, you're already going straight for hitting the skulls. It's good mentality. I do it at Baba if I'm really high HP. Kephri is good. And then Zebak is the biggest one. Other than that, not really many places. I used to do it on Warden P3, but now I don't really have as much spec. And Magus Ring kind of makes me like infinitely accurate, so it doesn't matter. Definitely not worth it for like Akka and stuff. Am I dead? Nope. We live. Rather precarious. Let's drop the ego and let's heal. Lightning. I don't think it's worth to dodge lightning. I'd rather keep him in cycle like this. I moved too early. Actually dies there. Nice. Only Death Charge worked on this proc right here. Not risking it. I'm ready to stun whenever. Can get 1-2'd here, so play it safe. I guess I could just adrenaline yet Akka. I won't have it for an upset stomach mistake, but it's fine. Can't win them all, right? And paid for that Akka mistake. But it was good. Theoretically, I didn't need the sun, but like adrenaline stun early, but I'm not risking it on like 5 HP the whole kill. Out of my mind. Especially if he style swaps. What do I think about doing Zebak first? That sounds terrible. Just because, like, the gap between Saturated Heart Assault is 13 levels, compared to 7 levels on, like, a Super Combat. It's a huge one. Shadow scales a lot more on the levels, too, because of the 4x multiplier has in ToA. So, I would say that's a bad idea. Use a Zebak first. If it's a kit run, sure. Also, in terms of total time, it's pretty bad. You know about the pre-solves, Darnmiss? Like, for example, the first set is almost over here. Oh my god, I didn't even shoot it. Like, it's always on the left side-ish. First solve is usually here. The second solve is usually going to be around here. Is a middle right-ish area. You can get solves in other spots, of course, but more commonly you'll find solves like that. Helps a lot. Being in the right spot when it's like about to start, and then you can try to identify the solve midair. Pushing forward into Zebak diagonally is usually a mistake, so you have to be very careful. Make sure you like really check that it'll directly collide instead of like scrape against the rock. I think it is worth it to drop Torvhelm for Magus, by the way. For sure. If you plan on doing like high invo ToA. The Magus is a better switch. You could always use like a Nezi face guard. Like for example, this is gonna scrape against it, so it's not gonna work out. This is the correct solve here. Or this. You can use the party plugin to like kind of draw it out. If it's not a direct collision when you're pushing diagonally into Zebak, it's not the correct solve. Also, my salt is trolling. Is it now? Magus plus Voidwaker? Then yeah, for sure. But even on just the Magus alone, it'd be worth it, to be honest, if you have a Shadow. No ZCB. I have Overlay Draining. It's not really worth the slots. Even without it, it's not really that worth the slots over just Voidwake spamming. Because you're gonna for sure want Voidwaker for Baba Zebak. Baba Kephri. DCB is only really used at Zebak and Wardens, and Voidwaker can also be used on those two rooms anyway. It's not really, in my opinion, not really worth the 2 slots. Probably save like at most 20 seconds for 2 slots, which in my opinion is not really worth. There's a lot of better things that save more time than 10 seconds per slot, like Chinchampas. Honestly, Twisted Buckler is probably pretty close to saving 10 seconds on the Monkey Room, and no one brings that, right? So. And you know, it gets a little bit tight on inventory spots once you're in like high invos. You have to run double power to make the ZCB worth it as well, which is a big deal. If you're running like Ambro and you're bringing ZCB and Voidwaker, you're actually going slower than just going double power anyway. Like with just Voidwaker, if you know what I mean. Like I could flick really, really well and I could bring it, but I'm not gonna do that. I would rather not flick my brains out in every single room. The raid doesn't deserve that much effort for a whole 20 seconds. I did have a friend who went out of his way to bring like his entire inventory, and then he doesn't go double power in his runs anyway, and I'm like, well, what's the point then? Because then you could have just brought Voidwaker and double power. You'd be safer at Akka having, you know, Adrenaline with the Sun, and you would have more Voidwaker specs compared to like your 1 ZCV spec extra or 2 ZCVs, instead of having like 4 or 5 Voidwakers. That one logistically didn't make sense. I think I'm gonna do about 2 shadows after this message comes through, and then I'll get my sun ready for about now. I kind of feel it. I'm like, if I was about to have another shadow coming up, when would it be? I kind of use that timing, but you don't have to do it, like for most people. It's not a big deal. Like if I had to take that extra orb over there, that 30, kinda suck. And if you're inexperienced with tick eating, I'd probably just sub this Voidwaker out for a Rapier, so that you could always guarantee the 3 down with Rapier and SGS instead. Here I only need 15 health, so I'm not going to spec. I'm just going to whack with it. The SGS spec is not going to help me get a particularly important threshold anyway, so... ...20% thresholds give you the extra hits. If you're ever like above 80%, you should keep in mind you're only going to get 5 hits plus 1 final hit at the end. If you break 60%, you'll be able to get 9 hits plus the 1 Godsword whack or spec or whatever you're doing. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Darn this. The Nora bikes. This one will be 7 Void Waker slaps plus SGS. Your adrenaline. Theoretically, if I had enough time to do 2 SGS specs, I'd probably break the 40% threshold there. So that's also an option. Maybe SGS spec the first one always, stall the second down a little bit so that you have another SGS spec. That'll probably guarantee it as well, because then you'll get more hits at the third phase. That's another method you could do. But it would be like a -5 seconds thing. Or like 10 seconds thing, stalling that down. Second down. So far we've got 1 spec in, so we have to adrenaline for this next one. We'll do it a little bit last second. No augury, you don't really need it for P2. You have 100% accuracy. It supposedly increases your minimum hit, but I haven't noticed it. I'd rather have the prayer, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna be the difference between an extra hit anyway. It's never been like a 1 HP thing anyway, like where augury minimum hit might have mattered. At least not that I've noticed. Maybe there has been. Don't troll me, thrall. I would have been upset if my thrall hit it for like a 2 and I hit for like 80. That would have been bad. Would have nulled my 80. That's why there needs to be an unsummon thrall button. Just for like the last hit. You can skip the red orbs. The skulls, yeah. You stand on it and then you spam click the skulls. But you need to spam click it with a non-melee weapon, because your character will attempt to hit it, and then when it disappears, you'll walk onto it where it was instead, or run onto it, sorry. Do keep in mind that when you approach 40% like this, 40 and 20%, you're gonna have to dodge Baba's boulders too, though, which is pretty easy. The first one you always just dodge 1, so stand like kind of close to it like this, wait for the rubble dust to appear above your head, and then just do it. Change your prayers while you're running for Zebak, if you need to change them. For 20%, I do it by feel. If Baba throws the first rubble or dust about within the first 2 to 3 seconds of the orbs having landed on the floor, dodge 2 of them. If she throws it a little bit later than that, like around 3 to 4 seconds, then dodge just 1. It's okay to tank it, by the way, the second one, just don't tank 2 of them in a row. Like 20% here. We'll feel out the rubble. There you go, they land on the floor. There's one. I'll dodge a second one, and then I'll start spam clicking. But I wouldn't mind tanking that one if I needed to. I would just have to heal with Sun early. And then always proc the last bit at the very back. Maximize your projectile travel time. Normally you don't want to do this, but going into P4, the damage nulled from the previous phase doesn't happen. Like, you don't... Damage is not nulled going from P3 to P4, so you want to actually try to squeeze it into P4 if you can. I don't have adrenaline this time, so just be 1 Sun. I ended up splashing on my free hit anyway, but maybe the difference. You never know. And you want to run on the shadows. Never avoid the shadows. You want to click them once they're big. That's how you really avoid damage at lightnings. Click the big shadows as they disappear. It's up 35. Drop rate's kind of bad though. Not. No purple. Bad for purple. Wonder if my plugin got bugged a little bit. Usually it's like 18. Usually it's like 18%. Oh, it's because I swarmed. Maybe it's not worth swarming. Is it worth doing 305s for GP? I mean, if that's the highest you can handle, yeah. Like, it's better than like most things in the game. Like, it's probably way better than like Vorkav and stuff. But the higher you go, the better, yeah. Always go higher. Fast raid, but drop rate was like 1% slower. So I think I'd rather not swarm if it means I get more drop rate. Not 3 in a row. Oh, nothing. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I am going to play some Baldur's Gate, get some food, do some chores around the house. Got stuff to do, unfortunately. Can't just raid all day. But, oh, you want to see the log before I leave? Here you go. Pathmaster? No, I just use Pathfinder. We added overly draining. That's it.